Okay, so, will another Animal Crossing game release on the Nintendo Switch? That's the question everyone on the Earth is asking. Animal Crossing New Horizons is the second best-selling game on the Nintendo Switch, and so seeing as New Horizons is not getting any more updates in 2022, I think we could very well see another Animal Crossing game release on the Switch. Let's talk about it. Alrighty, so I'm well aware that there is usually only one Animal Crossing game on each Nintendo system, but Animal Crossing New Horizons has sold so incredibly well that I really do see Nintendo taking advantage of the huge Animal Crossing fanbase on the Switch by releasing another Animal Crossing game. In fact, it would be kind of foolish for Nintendo to not release another Animal Crossing game on the Switch, as right now on the Switch, this is the largest that the Animal Crossing fanbase has ever been. So Nintendo just not releasing any more Animal Crossing content on the Switch would just be straight up stupid. So I think there's an extremely good chance that we see another Animal Crossing game on the Switch. But what will this game even be? Well, I think we could get an Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer type of game for the Switch. For those of you that don't know, in 2015, Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer released on the 3DS. This was the first ever Animal Crossing spin-off game, and it released 3 years after Animal Crossing New Leaf, which was the mainline Animal Crossing game for the 3DS. Around 2 months ago, the Happy Home Paradise DLC was released, but sadly we can't see the sales figures for the DLC. But seeing as how design-centric New Horizons is, and the fact that Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer sold very well on the 3DS, there is a very good chance that we could see a new Animal Crossing Designer game on the Switch. As I mentioned earlier, we don't know the sales figures for the Happy Home Paradise DLC, but I haven't seen a single person on the internet say anything bad about it, which is quite the achievement. I mean, there are people who speak badly about dogs, so if the DLC did sell well, I'm sure that Nintendo have at least considered making a sequel to Happy Home Designer. It's also worth noting that with the release of the Happy Home Paradise DLC, the development team are not going to be working on any more content for New Horizons. So that could potentially mean that the dev team are now working on the next Animal Crossing game, but it could also mean the development team are just not working on anything. Obviously, I don't have any insider information on this topic, my mum and dad don't work at Nintendo, this video is just some of my thoughts and predictions. So I just spoke about the next Animal Crossing game that I think we are going to see on the Switch. So let's talk about a game that we won't see. Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. Now this game released in 2015, just a few months after Happy Home Designer. But unlike Happy Home Designer, everyone hated Amiibo Festival and it sold horribly. 490,000 sales to be exact. Then on top of that, Nintendo also released like 15 different villager Amiibo that you had to use in Amiibo Festival. And these Amiibo sold horribly. From 2015 to around 2019, you could go to any store that sold Amiibo, and I promise you that there would have been literally hundreds of these Amiibo on sale for like $5. I don't know why Nintendo made so many of these Amiibo, but they did, and no one wanted them. So it would be absolutely hilarious if Nintendo tried again with this series, even if it means just porting Amiibo Festival to the Switch. It would just be stupid and funny, and I kind of want it to happen. Obviously, this isn't gonna happen, and I think there's a better chance at us getting a Happy Home Designer kind of game. And it's the end of the video. Bye.